So Tory Lanez, there was a fake news that went out that Tory Lanez was being released. Okay, it was said that Tory Lanez got some type of bail. They were the courts allegedly sent some information to his legal team, which, by the way, why would his legal team even believe this, knowing that for the most part, I mean, sometimes a judge will rule through basically what they call a summary judgment, in a sense where they just kind of write up a paper and that's their judgment. But why would the judge not call Tory Lanez into court and at a hearing say, hey, I'm ruling to give him bond? Anyway, apparently a document did go through and it went to Tory's team, and they felt that he had gotten bond while he waits to appeal his trial. So again, you could try to get out on bond while you wait for an appeal. Now, by the way, his appeal has not been granted, but he's waiting, and I think they've submitted the appeal, and you could always try to petition for a bond because, hey, it is what it is. It's the courts, right? His father got on live, and he started saying some things. I'll play what he said. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry, chat.
So I just want to share with you all some news that I just got.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Come on in, people. Come on in. Again, I want to thank you for your continued support on behalf of my son, Daystar, aka the artist Tory Lanez. So I just got some news back from our attorneys that basically shared that apparently the news we got came from someone that they believe hacked into the Second Appellate Court system and sent that news. But apparently their office is still yet waiting for the answer to come down, that somebody went ahead and jumped the gun or said whatever they said, but it did not come from
By the way, this is Tory Lanez's father. His name is Sunstar. So his name is Sunstar. Tory Lanez's real name is Daystar. I don't know what the relevance is, but just let you know.
The appellate court. I just spoke to you. In fact, I just spoke to the whole world to declare my joy, my thanksgiving at the news that we received. And now we're being told that it came from an anonymous source hacking into the system.
Okay, so to try to simplify this, I've seen a couple people report it, but they kind of jumped the gun. Obviously, they were trying to probably operate in good faith because that would be really groundbreaking news. There was some information given to Tory's team that he was going to be given a bond while he waits for the appeal to be approved and waits for the results of the appeal, right? Now, apparently what happened is that they believe that a overzealous fan, and let me go to Megan. Honestly, you know, I don't really fuck with this chick, but you know, shit, she at least she do have some shit about it. Let me see if we can fucking, here we go. Here we go. Okay. All right. So according to Megan Cuniff, they said a guy who answered the phone. All right, hold on. Here we go. All right, let me just go up. Sorry, chat. That would have been yesterday. No. Give me 1 second. She said, no, the California Court of Appeal has not let Tory Lanez out of prison. I don't know where all the DMs and ads are coming from right now, but about Lanez being granted bail, but the Second District Court of Appeal has not ruled on Lanez's request for bail pending appeal, okay? She continues by saying, I gotta say this was an absolutely hilarious 45 minutes of being bombarded with questions about Lanez getting bail, posting that it's BS, then listen to a Twitter Spaces in which the people saying he got bail realized in real time it was BS. Epic. She continues by saying, it should not be that easy to make a fake email. These things should be verifiable. Yes, if only there was a thing called the public court docket that we could check to see if something is actually happening in the case. Then she continues, I'm happy to embrace my role as a social media resident, Tory Lanez news fact checker. And then she continued by saying, regarding the rejected document line entry, it does not mean Tory Lanez's bail motion has been rejected. It means someone filed something that the court rejected. This is why it's good to confirm that the actual court docket, if something happened in the case, through the actual court docket if something happened in the case. Okay? All right. All right, cool. A guy who answered the phone at the clerk's office this afternoon tells me there was no hacking. Anyone could register an account and try to file something in any case. That's why clerk's office reviews filings before putting them on the docket. In Lanez's case, the clerk told me that someone who appeared to be a fan of Lanez submitted a bunch of random documents that didn't meet filing requirements, so they were rejected. Lanez's team saw the filings come in yesterday and wrongly thought the court had granted bail. The clerk would have sent me filings. The clerk wouldn't send me filings because they were rejected. Caesar McDowell of Unite the People briefly shared the email notice on his Insta Live last night. The filer's address is not quite 2nd District Appeal at yahoo.com, but it's a Proton account and not an official court email. Okay? Whereas Tory, right now, he's in North Kern State Prison, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Here's the point. Some fan filed some documents, and unfortunately, what happens, like just in pretty much in most court systems, especially in civil court, you're able to register an account randomly and file documents that the clerk or the governing body of said court will review and either add to the docket or pass along for the judge to consider. Okay, now they're saying in the case of Tory Lanez, a fan put in some documents and the documents was a bunch of nonsense. It got denied, but somehow that triggered emails being sent that went to Tory's team, and they read the emails as Tory getting bail. Because why? That's the last thing they remembered submitting for. They're asking for bail. They haven't heard anything. Then they see a bunch of emails going off. They're like, oh shit, it must be our prayers answered. It wasn't that. Right? So that's essentially what it is. And apparently it was some fan. Tory's not getting out on bail as we speak now. I actually don't think he'll be getting out on bail at all during this whole process. Just imagine, why the hell would he get out on bail? The person who's still ruling on this case is still the judge. Okay, it's still the judge who, he's called pretty much damn near racist and biased. And I don't think that judge will give him bail pending an appeal. All right. So essentially, this was a lot about nothing. You can't blame the people who did report it. I do know, Suta Lagros and a few others, T with Tia and a few people like that. They did report it. You can't blame them, though, because you know why? They were getting information from Tory's team. Tory's team jumped the gun. They thought they saw something, right? Because they're not thinking that, Tory's a celebrity, so fans are going to be trolling this and third. They saw some things. They were like, oh, shit. Oh, we're getting a bond. They probably passed that information on really before verifying. And obviously, after verification was done, clearly he was not getting a bond. So, salute to my boy Tory. But, if you haven't seen the news, he's in prison right now. He's holding it down. Despite what Page 6 has said a couple weeks ago, he's not crying. He is standing 10 toes tall, okay, or 5 feet tall, whatever you want to call it, okay. Apparently, he has gotten his request because he wanted to be in GP, with general population, that is. And if you see this, it says, hey, rep for the California Correctional Institution tells TMZ Hip Hop, typical day for Tory consists of him waking up around 6 or 6:30, grabbing breakfast in the chow hall, and work release, a schedule that applies to roughly 96% of the population. We're told that his jobs range from a bunch of hands-on tasks like plumbing, carpentry, and fixing air conditions, but he'll also be able to take classes that could reduce the time. Apparently, none workers at that prison will have the privilege of hanging out in the day room and rec area, where they're provided with a tablet to connect with family. As for their second square of the day, lunches are provided in box form, and inmates are allowed to eat them whenever. Okay, it says if all goes well, Tory will have the opportunity to participate in education programs that offer certification, even master's degree. There's also a slew of additional courses such as anti-drug programs, alternatives to violence, and parenting classes. And finally, it says, whatever, he'll be able to mingle with all groups in the general population, something his legal team stressed was important for his experience in prison. They're saying also there is no extra security shadowing him. And from what I've talked to Tory's team, they wanted him to be in general population because they had him on a very strict 23-hour-a-day lockdown where he was locked in a cell by himself, not being able to talk to people. And literally, you got to imagine if you're going to be, like, say, for months locked in a room where you're not even exposed to nothing, you're not even getting no type of fresh air, you can't talk to people for 23 hours a goddamn day for months, that could affect you mentally. So, he wanted to get in general population. Tory not no bitch. He ain't thinking about niggas trying to do nothing to him. He's good. So he want to get in general population. He want to be able to crack jokes and try to have the experience of, at least socializing while he tries to get through the stint. And hopefully he gets some type of appeal or bail if that ever comes through. So salute to Tory, but he definitely didn't get out, nor did he get granted bail. Okay? All right, people. Yeah, 10 years is definitely not light. I can't even lie to you, man. 10 years is not goddamn light at all. What else did I not kind of address? I feel like we got a bunch of shit to address more. Did we address the Jada Pinkett Smith thing yesterday? Please let me know.